Hello, everybody, and welcome to another episode of the Serious Sellers Podcast by Helium 10. I'm your host, Bradley Sutton, and this is the show that is our monthly Ask Me Anything and presentation. So once a month, we open this up to all of our Facebook groups and our YouTube channel, etc., to open up to any questions that you guys might have for me about Helium 10 and a lot of the functions. But we always start out with like a mini training session as well. Now, we actually have this every week in our Serious Sellers Club. So for our Serious Sellers Club, which you're automatically enrolled in if you've been selling on Amazon for over a year and do at least $500,000 a year of revenue, you're in our Serious Sellers Club. This is something we give to them as well as our Helium 10 Elite members every week. But once a month, we open it up to everybody. So that's what we're doing today. We want to make sure that you guys just get a little taste of what happens behind the scenes here. So if you got the message on the invite, what I wanted to recap at the beginning of this, while you guys start getting your questions ready. And by the way, guys, let me know in the comments below where you guys are watching from. Where you guys are at in the world, and if this is your first time watching this or not. Let me know in the comments just to make sure everybody can hear me all right. But anyways, what we're gonna be I want to present on while you guys are getting your questions ready and putting them in the chat is Amazon launch strategy. All right. So we just had episode 500 come out where we talk about a recap of the Maldives honeymoon launch strategy, which that goes way more into detail on that. So you should definitely go to that episode 500 for a recap. And then another one that I want you guys to look at is what we call the Bali Blast strategy. That's like your pre-launch strategy. We just make up funny names for stuff because it's easier to remember. But go back to episode 466 and 467. All right, episodes 466 and 467. You can go to h10.me/466 or h10.me/467 to go to those like pre-launch strategies about how to do your keyword research and how to set yourself up for success. But let's just focus for the next 5 minutes or so on the actual launch strategy. And I'm going to be doing this this week. I'm relaunching something and launching something. I'm always doing tests, as you guys know, and I'm going to be using this exact strategy this week for this new launch. But basically, if you've done all the right keyword research, part of that Bali Blast strategy that I was talking about, basically what you want to do is set your listing up to make sure that you have the most relevancy signals sent to Amazon. Now, this is something new that we hadn't talked about in previous episodes of the Maldives honeymoon launch strategy. All right. We just said, hey, start do the right research, start your listing, get ready to go. And, you're off to the races. But what I've noticed in the last year is a little bit of I guess you could say algorithmic, shift a little bit where now it's the effects of not being relevant from day one to Amazon is kind of like far reaching. Like it's gonna mean that you can't get impressions in your PPC. Obviously, you're not going to start ranking for certain keywords. And so one of the new things that I have been suggesting when you're launching, uh, especially in niches that are not that competitive and that there's not that much established sellers. This is probably not the same thing as launching for collagen peptides or garlic press or something like, or neck pillow or something like that. Like I would think that if you have optimized your listing the right way, probably Amazon knows what you are from day zero or from day one, right? But even in that situation, it's not 100%. But especially if you're in a newer niche where there's not that much data out there, any little thing could mean that Amazon is completely confused about your product. And this is how I discovered that. So I did some test launches on this coffin bath tray, think of like a regular bath tray where you're just chilling in your bathtub. You got a tray that goes over your bathtub and you put your candles on there and your books or whatever. So I had some test products that I was launching, and from day one, like I could not get it, didn't rank me right away for coffin bath tray. And I wasn't even getting that many impressions in PPC, if any. So some zero at all on some keywords that were highly relevant to coffin bath tray, which is what the product was. And it's not like, oh, I didn't make my listing in the correct way or anything like that. No, I had this in my title. I had that keyword in other places in my listing. I did the list. Trust me, guys, I did the listing the right way. So what I discovered was actually a way, and I'm sure this, by the way, I'm sure this has happened to you guys. Let me know in the comments right now. How many of you guys have launched a product in the last year or two where your one of your some of your main keywords you couldn't get impressions in PPC, or it was like impossible to rank in the beginning? Has that ever happened to you? I'm sure it has. But basically now there's a way to predict that. So you look at Amazon recommended rank. This is in Helium 10. All right. This is in Helium 10 Cerebro. That is actually a live feed from Amazon. Now there's no metric in Amazon called Amazon recommended. We made that name up, but where that data comes from is directly from Amazon. It's in real time. All right, it's not some estimation or some aggregate information. It is actually directly from Amazon in real time. And what it's referring to is is which keywords Amazon thinks is most relevant to your listing. Now, in the past, this one data point that we've been getting for years, it was only for uh, in the context of Amazon PPC. All right, it's the keywords that Amazon suggests that you advertise for the most in PPC. But now it's kind of morphed over the last year. I've been noticing this trend where it's a great indication of just in general what Amazon thinks your product is. All right, you know what? I wasn't planning to do this, but let's go ahead and maybe just do a live demonstration. If somebody would like to throw in a random product to the chat. All right. I kind of want to let you guys know this is not something I prepared or something that's in a bubble. Throw me a random product in the chat that's got some decent reviews. It's been on Amazon for a while. Like maybe it's got 1,000 reviews or more, where the keyword should be kind of obvious what Amazon thinks for it. So throw me that keyword into into the chat if you would. I'm gonna look it up here on Amazon for you guys. Let me get my screen share ready while you guys are doing that. Let's see, Helium 10 dashboard. There we go. All right, I know there's a big delay here, always, but all right, here we go. I see somebody threw in something. Aubrey says recipe box. All right, let me look that up. Recipe box or book? Box? I guess it's a box. I never heard of this product before. I misspelled it, but that's fine. All right, let me just show you guys what we're looking at here. All right, here we go. So this is a recipe box. Interesting. Hold on. There we go. All right, let's pick one that has a lot of reviews. Heart and berry recipe box. It's kind of weird though. It hasn't had that many sales at least. Oh, there, 200 sales for this one. 300 sales for this one. Let's maybe use this one right here. All right, sensory for you recipe box. That's pretty hilarious. Let's just take a look at this box really quick. Okay, I see what this is. All right, now I'm going to put this into Helium 10's Cerebro. Let's go ahead and go into Cerebro here. And this is what you guys can be doing. Do this. I want you guys to be doing this at the same time as me. Put this in your just throw, pick your own product maybe, or pick any product. You don't have to pick the same one, and just run it in Cerebro as if you're just running a regular Cerebro. All right. It's going to take a little bit of time. All right, here it goes, 90%. All right, here we go. All right, so now, as you guys know, the regular Helium 10, we've got all of our organic keywords and sponsored and all that information. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to sort by Amazon recommended rank. That's one of these columns right here. Okay, you guys see that right here? What in the world? Where's this coming from? All right, Amazon recommended rank. By me sorting it, right, where it goes 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, what this means is this is the top keywords that Amazon thinks you should advertise for. But take a look at these top keywords, guys. Look at this. Tin recipe box, recipe keeper box, recipe box cute. Is Amazon confused about this product? No, absolutely not. It knows exactly what this is. All right. Now, I don't know this is going to work. I'm just going to go and pick um, an older listing here. Hold on. Let me just pull something up here. Just a moment. Let's go to like to page something that's not doing very good for recipe box. Let's go to like to page 3. Maybe there's a brand new product here. Let's see. Is there still a box that allows me to choose the top new products? There used to be a filter here that says like brand new products. Maybe it's not here anymore. Oh, here, new arrivals, last 30 days. Let's take a look at this. All right, so this is last 30 days. Okay, perfect. Now I'm gonna go to like something that's like way at the end here. Like that's not ranked on page 1. Something that was brand new. All right, here we go. Um this is not a recipe box, but this is a tea leaf storage container. All right, let's take a look at this. I'm going to take this ASIN right here, copy this. Actually, I'm just going to run it directly in Cerebro. I'm going to hit this button and go run in Cerebro. So this is not a recipe box, obviously, but it's a newer product. And if I'm looking at this product, it looks like a rectangular tea. Oh, tea leaf storage container. That's probably what this product is, all right? But I'm just curious, what is Amazon going to think that this is? Let's take a look right now. All right, let's go to Amazon recommended. And again, guys, I obviously did not choose any of this. I have never looked at tea leaf boxes in my life here. But let's go ahead and do the same thing where we sort by Amazon recommended rank. And look at this, all right? This is not too bad. Now, the number 1 keyword, this has me a little bit worried. It says coffee tea, and the number 2 keyword says storage container. But there it is right there. Tea box is number 4, tea storage. But a lot of okay, so this kind of is a good example here, guys. Look at do you remember how on the recipe box, um how in the recipe box, all of these keywords had recipe box, the top recommended rank. It like there's no doubt what Amazon thinks is this product. But notice this newer product, it's got some random stuff here. Like it does have the good keywords here, but then look at this. It says can storage is the number 3 keyword. Coffee container. It's not necessarily a coffee container. Sealed container. Tea tin. Okay, well, tea tin might be a good one. Empty tins. All right. So this is interesting here because as you can see, this newer product, can you see how Amazon is a little bit confused, maybe, about what it is? All right. So that's why right here, uh, how this can be powerful. What I suggest doing when you are how does this tie into launch? All right. What I suggest doing is um do a test listing. All right. Because if Amazon is confused about your product, guess what's going to happen as soon as you launch it day 1? You're not going to get top impressions right away for a keyword that Amazon doesn't think is your product. Right. So sometimes it takes a little tweaking. Like, should you maybe tweak a little bit of your listing optimization to make it more relevant? Yeah, you got to tweak that to get this Amazon recommended number fairly high, and to see if you can get these impressions. So when you do a test listing, this is the reason why. Number 1 is for Amazon recommended. Number 2 is to make sure that from day 1 you're going to start getting impressions. Now, if your Amazon recommended is non-existent for an important keyword, it's going to be difficult usually to get those PPC impressions. So now the question comes in, well, what can you do to influence the Amazon recommended rank? Well, sometimes it is about listing optimization. Usually if you don't have it in your title, you have it in your title, well, then Amazon will figure out what it is. Sometimes it's sending traffic to a certain keyword search. We talk about that a little bit in episode 500 about the kind of things you can do to make sure that Amazon gets that relevancy signal. But the point of this discussion is about making that test listing is if you just launch your product and you're having to figure these things out, like, all right, how do I send this relevancy signal? Do I need to change a part of my listing somewhere to make sure Amazon knows what my product is? And let me do this test. Wait an hour for it to update. All right, let me see. Does this have an effect on my PPC? What's happening during this time? Time is being wasted, right? In like your honeymoon period and initial initial velocity. You want to kind of like start off your product with a bang from day one, where you're potentially getting clicks and sales and add to carts and different things from organic customers out there. Well, if you're having to spend all your time trying to fix things, you're accumulating days of bad like interactions with your listing, right? And then so it's going to be that much harder to right the ship. So that's why in episode 500 I was recommending people to make this test listing, do all these like tests and figure this stuff out beforehand, like on a quote unquote fake listing. Now when I say fake listing, you still have to have a real UPC, so you have to pay 10-20 bucks for a UPC you're wasting. But for me, it's invaluable testing. Get everything right so that you know what you need to do to your listing to get your Amazon recommended rank up, what you need to do to your listing to get those PPC impressions, and then now on your real listing from day one, day zero, now you're starting off on the right foot. And sometimes it's not just about optimizing your listing. It might be that you have to send some traffic to a certain keyword. Well, at least instead of trying to figure out what that traffic is, you already figured it out on your test listing, and now you can just go ahead and start off doing that from as soon as you make your listing live. So again, that's just like a summary of the recent differences in the Maldives honeymoon strategy. Again, go back to h10.me/500 to get all of the details, and then I show some of my, or I talk about some of my tests I did that brought me to this conclusion. But I hope that is going to that episode plus the 466 and 467 about how to set up your listing should help you have a good launch. Whether you're launching here in Q4 or going to launch in Q1, these strategies definitely should help you. So now what I want to do is open it up to questions. All right. So guys, I'm gonna actually put an invite here in the chat and on screen. So like, if you guys actually wanted to come on stage with me live, you will be able to do that if you paste this in. All right. So there you go. Copy and paste this link if you guys want to hop on live and ask me a question here face to face. You'll have to turn on your camera and your microphone and everything, or just in the comments to the side. Go ahead and ask your question. I'll give you guys about 1 minute to ask your questions here. I know there's like a 1 minute delay, so I'll be back with you guys in a few seconds here. Okay, so let's see here if there's any questions. I hate this delay. That's the Zoom. I love StreamYard about everything except this like 1 to 2 minute delay on being able to see the being able to see the questions. So again, guys, you can put your questions right here in the chat, or you can actually copy and paste this URL right here, uh streamyard.com/858PRCHGUG, and you'll be able to ask questions directly here. So I'll give you guys a couple more minutes to enter that in. But this could be any questions that you guys have about Helium 10, um, or about what I was talking about, this launch strategy. Let me know. Let me go look back up here on the questions. Oh, we got Argentina in the house. Sebastian, how's it going? Aubrey from Utah, what's going on? Dan from Katy, Texas. Mr. Techie from India, welcome to the show. Marat from Miami. Dude, Dauda, Ishmael. Ishmael has a question here. How to check without tools? Yeah. You Without tools, like one way you could do it, um, it's kind of a rudimentary way, but if you add the product to your account, you have to have a live listing and you have to publish a listing. You can kind of like go to your Amazon advertising panel and make a new fake campaign for it, and then just look at the keywords that Amazon is suggesting for it. You're not going to be able to see the scoring and everything from it, so it's not the best way. But if in your suggested keywords in PPC, all of a sudden Amazon is throwing out a whole bunch of gibberish, like keywords that have nothing to do with yours, that could be a way also to see if Amazon is confused about your product without using, helium 10. Okay, JS says, "How do you run a test listing before you order inventory?" No, no, no. This is not before you order inventory. This is you've already got your inventory ready to go, and it's probably in Amazon almost or on the way to Amazon at least. It could be at any time during this time. It could be before you order inventory. But to me, I wouldn't do it that's way too far in advance. I would do this test listing like 1 week before you're ready to actually launch. And the reason is because you want the freshest information. You want to do something 3 months beforehand, and then basically it's out of date by the time you're launching 3 months later, right? So this strategy is to have all inventory handy and start with a dummy listing. Yes, that's what I do. That's what I'm literally doing. Literally today, I'm doing that on one launch. I'm relaunching uh, some holiday related products that are going to be good in December, and so I'm doing a test listing to just like check what's going on right now. But like the product is already on the way to Amazon from my warehouse in California, so it's going to be there in like 4 or 5 days. So yeah, that's what's going on there. Good question. Got Constance from Germany. What's up? Farhan says, if we launch in Germany, then what strategy is best? Same strategy. All right. So everything that I just showed you guys right now, you can also do for Amazon Germany, as far as looking at the Amazon recommended and Cerebro, as far as sending the traffic, to your listing. Everything I mentioned today absolutely is applicable to the German market. Facebook user. By the way, guys, whenever you see this thing, it says Facebook user. That means that you guys didn't click the link. There's a link in the description that says go to streamyard.com/Facebook, and then it'll allow me to see who is messaging me. But here we've got somebody who said how to rank a product which is a combo of two different products. Okay, great question. So there's different ways to do it. All right, and I've done it both ways. I've done a product where I have the exact same product and I make two separate ASINs for it because the keywords that can go for it are different. And I was just like, you know what? I want to kind of like tailor make my listing and the image and the copy for people searching for this thing, but the product could be used for something completely different. And so I made a completely separate listing for that. So that's one way to do it. Not very recommended unless you're in a very niche thing like I am. If you've got like two products, like I don't know, like I'm looking here at my desk, like headphones and a microphone, right? Now, number one, you want to make sure that you are relevant for the customer who is most likely to buy that product. And who is the customer that's most likely to buy a headphone and microphone combo? It is somebody searching for headphone and microphone. So you've got to find the keywords most related to somebody looking for that combo, right? Which is different for every product, obviously. It could be for this one, it could be um, podcast beginner's kit or something. Headphone and microphone combo, right? Those are words specifically for somebody buying a microphone. But then what I think you're asking is sometimes maybe somebody's searching for headphones, but they're like, oh, there's headphones and microphone together. I might go ahead and buy that. Well, yeah, now you've got to optimize and be ready for those headphone only related keywords and the microphone only related keywords. So it's kind of like you are doing three different keyword research. You're doing the research on other products and other keywords that have already the same combo that you have. You're doing research on the ones that have just one of the products and a research on ones that have the other one of the products. And then what you're going to want to launch on for me is going to be still the keywords that is most likely to get you a sale. And that's going to be on the combo products. All right. So, or the combo keywords. So that would be my suggestion to you there. Got Daniel from Panama in the house. How's it going? Great question from Dan. Says, is there a Helium 10 workflow chart checklist to help launch a new product on Amazon? Um, it's pretty much that those podcast episodes I mentioned. Now, we're gonna make that into like a PDF form soon. A lot of customers have been asking for that. But if you want to like to go through a checklist to make sure you've done everything you can on the keyword research, you've done everything you have on the listing optimization. Again, go to episode 466, then 467, and then 500. And those three episodes is kind of like my virtual checklist of everything you need to do from the keyword research to listing optimization, pre-launch, and then launch. I see Sebastian waiting here in the waiting room. Sebastian, once you turn on your camera, I'll know you're ready to go. We can bring you on. We can bring you on stage here. So if you're unable to turn on your camera, maybe check your settings there in the back, in the background. All right. Who else do we have here? We got Juan from Colombia. How's it going? Dauda da Silva says, Bradley, what do you suggest? Create a campaign with each ad with all three match types, or create one campaign with one ad group containing all three match types. Um, I'm not 100% sure I'm understanding, but if I understand what you're saying, basically what I would do is, or what I would do, what I do is I make separate campaigns, each with one ad group, and it's a different match type. So I always start with one exact match campaign. Okay. I have another campaign that is a broad match. Usually I have another campaign that's auto. And then I'll have two different product targeting campaigns. One is an ASIN targeting campaign, and then and then one that is a sponsor display campaign. But yeah, if you're talking, if that's what you meant by the match types, like broad, exact, and auto, yes, I always keep those in separate campaigns personally. In Atomic, of course, I'm talking about. Kassar says, new launch in Canada market. Give me some tips about how to rank in Canada. 100% the same. So everything, Kassar, that I said today about launch, I obviously was talking about the U.S. market, but that would be also the Canadian market, German market, wherever you're launching in, you would use those same strategies. Everything works. Or back to Doda says, I have gold cross necklace as phrase match and gold cross necklace as exact in the same ad group. At which point should a performing keyword be moved as an exact keyword? Yeah. So again, for me, I wouldn't have that. When I set up my campaigns in Helium 10 Atomic, I keep the match types separate. All right. So what I'm gonna have is I'm gonna have let's just say I don't have gold cross necklace as an exact match, but I have gold cross. All right. Or no, let me say gold necklace as a phrase match, right? I set up atomic rules to say if I get two orders at a certain A cost or below, to go ahead and suggest to get that and make it an exact match in my exact campaign. So then, if gold cross necklace, which is a phrase match from gold necklace, if gold cross necklace gave me two orders at 25% A cost or whatever, I had chosen for that, it's going to actually suggest to me to hit a button and it's going to move it to my exact match campaign, which again is separate from my phrase match campaign. Very important, in my opinion, to keep things separately for this reason, so that you can kind of like segregate what's going on as far as the as far as your different campaigns and match types go. All right, let's see here. Constance says, when creating a new manual exact single keyword campaign. By the way, guys, you guys are giving me a lot of atomic PPC questions. That's fine. don't forget this is about anything helium-10 related or launch related. So it doesn't have to be about PPC here. Everybody's asking about PPC. That's fine though. Constance says, when creating a new manual exact single word campaign, would you suggest to go above the suggested bid and do placement strategy 100% for product pages and top of search to collect data or burn money? Yeah, somebody asked me this before. I'm old school. All right. So me personally, I don't use the placement strategy. That does not mean that it's bad or that you shouldn't do it. It's just because I have a system that's been working for me for years where I just change my actual bid instead of doing the placement, the bid modifiers, and it works for me. Now, if you want to play with the top of search and stuff like that, there is nothing wrong with that. I know plenty of very successful Amazon sellers who use that. But me personally, I keep everything in Atomic, just strictly about the bid, and I'm looking at my keyword ranks, right? In Atomic, you can actually see if you're tracking that keyword in Keyword Tracker where you are ranking and sponsored. So that's why it's easy for me to like just modify my bid, because if I have boost on in Keyword Tracker, I know exactly where my sponsored ad is showing up. If it's showing up in 10th or 15th or first or second, and so I know that, all right, let me raise my bid up. All right, and then I'll get a little bit higher rank theoretically. All right. So that's that question. All right, we got a question from somebody who's come on stage. We'll bring somebody on stage here. Sebastian. Let's go. Sebastian, how's it going? Can you hear me? Oh, go ahead and talk. Sebastian, we can hear you. Sebastian, can you hear me? Are you there?
Yes.
Go ahead and talk. I'm looking directly at you. Go ahead and go ahead and speak with your voice. Don't type. Oh, Sebastian
My
can't hear
English
it.
is so bad. So
No
I try
problem.
to understand later when I recap the
Well, what
episode.
language do you speak?
Español.
Entonces pregúntame en español y yo lo voy a traducir para los demás.
No, pero por ahora no tengo preguntas.
Oh, no tienes pregunta, entonces, ¿por qué
No.
subiste aquí al stage? Ok,
Bueno.
entonces, si tengas pregunta después, me avisas.
Sí, cómo no, seguro.
Okay, thank you. All right. So Sebastian just wanted to hang out with us over here. Nothing wrong with that. But anybody else can come on stage here too. Let me throw up the link again if anybody else wants to join us on stage. You guys can join at this link. All right, let me look at some other questions here. Gonna get back here. Let's see. Dauda says, Bradley, how can we get a one-on-one call with you? So this is for Helium 10 Elite members. So I do one-on-one calls once a month with any Helium 10 member who wants it. And there's also group calls we have. So if you're part of Helium 10 Elite program, yes, you can have one-on-one calls with myself and also Carrie. All right, let's see here. What other, by the way, guys, again, this link here that you're seeing on screen, this is for if you guys want to hop into the green room and ask me questions live face to face. All right, Daniel says, my product is a 2-piece set, one main product and one complementary product. I made sure that both are purchased together, and I'm using 80% keywords for the main product and 20% for the complementary. So, Daniel, is your ASIN just one ASIN, or are you having people, or do you have some kind of deal where it's like buy one and then get this one for X% off or something? If both of your, if this is just one ASIN, Daniel, what you want to do is exactly what I said about 10 minutes ago. I don't know if you caught that. Just rewind on this, but you want to make sure that you're focusing on the combo keywords where people might be searching for both together, and then going for the individual keywords as well, because sometimes this is differentiation. Maybe there are no combo keywords out there, and you just put this bundle together because you know that people will probably buy it even if they search for just one. Then all you have to worry about is the individual keywords. I'm not sure about 80% keywords for the main product and 20% for the complementary. It depends on what you think has the most search volume for somebody who would buy that product, because maybe the people who buy the complementary product are more likely to buy the combo. And in that sense, you shouldn't just be giving it 20% of the keyword juice right there. Okay. Kassar says, when a good selling product, people start the price war. How to survive to maintain your organic rank in the product? Yeah. Well, first of all, sometimes you just can't. Let me just say that right now. I know that's bad news for some of you. Sometimes it just gets so crazy that you just can't make money. You're just going to have to cut that product after you sell out. All right. That being said, like the coffin shelf right now, for Project X, we've got tons and tons of competition, and they're just doing some ridiculous pricing. Like there's no way they're making money on it due to I know what shipping costs, right? So what I decided to do, I'm doing the opposite. I'm going up in price. I'm raising the price by like $3 or $4 or $5, and I added about $3 or $4 or $5 of cost to my product because I'm expanding out. Like I'm doing some like really cool box that I'm going to use, and I'm adding some trinkets to the coffin shelf too. And so my theory is that, hey, I'm gonna catch the customers who are looking for a more premium style of product. And if this doesn't work, you know what? There might come to be a day where I have to stop selling the coffin shelf. Now, right now, I can still sell it for a higher price, but if sales ever go down to zero, I am not going to get in a price war. Where I'm not going to put the coffin shelf for $19 when I used to sell it for $32. No. So sometimes you just can't compete at that. You'll have to cut the cords, but enhance your product with different things, and go for that more premium look, and you could have some action there. Mario says, quick question, should I negate an important keyword for my product after having spent $25 on it and zero sales when the product itself is $40? This is a good question. Now, if it's one of the main keywords, like this is what people would search, before just blindly negating it, you've got to figure out why people are not converting. All right. So I would look in search query performance for that keyword, and look at the competitors who are getting high clicks. You don't know who's getting high purchases. So, you could do that. You could look in brand analytics and see who is the top 3 clicked. And then is there one of them who is getting a lot of sales? And then I'll just take a look at that listing and ask yourself, why is somebody clicking on my competitor's listing after searching for the same keyword, and they're buying my competitor product, but not mine? So you've got to ask yourself, what is the reason why they're not? Now, if it's a keyword that you just think is relevant to your product, or you were hoping is relevant to your product, well, in that case, yeah, you might have been wrong. So where that cutoff is for you, $25, if you got, for me, it's almost more important than the number of clicks. Now, of course, it's important how much you spend, but if I only got 10 clicks and that was what cost $25, that might not be enough data to say, hey, I need to negate it. So it should be like 20, 25 clicks, 30 clicks even, where, yeah, if you get 30 clicks and you don't get a sale, you're probably not going to get a sale. And again, all of this can be done right there in Atomic, so that you don't have to, look at this manual. All right, we got somebody else coming on to the green room here. We'll bring him on stage. Daniel here, just a moment. All right, Daniel, go ahead and unmute yourself and ask your question. Yes, you're still muted, so let me.
Hola, Brad, ¿cómo estás?
Bien, todos preguntándome cosas en español hoy. What's your question?
Es que la comunidad latina está creciendo mucho.
Excelente.
Te quiero hacer la pregunta en español porque sé que lo dominas muy bien.
¿Está bien?
Yo estoy por lanzar mi producto va a llegar muy pronto a los almacenes de Amazon.
Okay, déjame traducir un poquito. All right, he said that he's about to launch his product, and his product is on the way to the Amazon warehouses. Okay, sí.
Y yo seleccioné un producto, busqué palabras, utilicé todo tu proceso, tu manera, tu técnica que me gustó mucho, y seleccioné un producto con una palabra clave que tiene un nivel de búsqueda de aproximadamente 8,000 búsquedas al mes.
Okay, so he found a product. He did all of the regular process that we teach at Helium 10 for keyword research, and his main keyword has a search volume of about 8,000.
Es un mercado relativamente pequeño, pero me gustó porque los competidores sentí que los competidores, el mercado no lo estaban haciendo tan bien y yo podía tener una oportunidad en ese mercado.
Okay, so it's a smaller market, but what attracted him to it was that the existing competition is not doing that good, and he thought he could do better. Okay?
Y ya. Entonces, lo que estoy haciendo es que el producto principal, yo incluí un producto complementario para que mi set sea más atractivo, pero el producto complementario lo reduje al mínimo por ciento, o sea, lo reduje bastante para que me sea muy económico y para que solamente sea un complemento adicional y yo poder diferenciarme de la competencia porque estoy ofreciendo un poco más que la mayoría de mis competidores.
Okay, so he got a product, but he added a complementary product to it to kind of differentiate himself. Pero entonces el producto es un ASIN
Sí,
solamente, ¿verdad?
es un
Los dos
ASIN.
productos están en el mismo
Sí,
paquete. Okay.
es un
Both
ASIN.
products are in the same ASIN. It's not separate
Claro.
ASINs. He's talking about for
Entonces,
the complementary product. Okay.
el reto más grande fue dentro de Scribbles pasar todas las palabras clave por cerebro, por Frankenstein, de ambos productos. Y una vez que ya tenía las palabras clave con más búsqueda de ambos productos, cuando creé el listing, tuve que jerarquizar qué palabras utilizaba para cada producto. ¿Sí me explico? O sea, porque tenía 2 palabras clave, 2 productos, y necesitaba obtener la mayor cantidad de palabras clave para cada producto y construir eso en un solo listing, en un solo texto, en un solo título.
Yeah, so the thing that he was struggling with was because it was 2 different products, he, was able to find lots of keywords, using Cerebro, but now when it came to making his listing in Scribbles, it's like, all right, I have to make sure to try and get everything into, to fit everything into one listing, because he was basically kind of like putting 2 listings worth of keywords into one listing. Okay?
Sí, y entonces ahora lo que tengo es que me estoy cerciorando, me estoy asegurando de que todo a través de Keyword Tracker o de Index Checker dentro de Helium 10, tratar de ver si estoy indexado y si las palabras que elegí están dentro, si las palabras clave que elegí son las correctas y tienen buen nivel de búsqueda. Y bueno, solamente me queda es trabajar en la estrategia de publicidad, en las campañas de PPC, y estoy viendo tus cursos y tus videos para ver qué campaña y qué estrategia utilizo para que el lanzamiento sea más efectivo. Muchas gracias porque lo que estás haciendo está genial y es muy fácil de entenderte.
All right. So his next step, he said, was once he got all the keywords into his listing and product is out there, want to make sure that it was indexed, using Index Checker, and then,
Yeah.
making his PPC campaigns and everything.
Yeah.
Entonces, ¿tienes una pregunta o
Sí,
del proceso?
te quería preguntar que, ¿qué me recomiendas? ¿Empezar a hacer una campaña de publicidad sin reviews o esperar tener algunas reviews para empezar la campaña de publicidad?
Yeah, so he's asking, hey, should I make my PPC campaigns already right now on this brand new product, even though it has no reviews, or should I wait until there's a few reviews before I start? Y muchos preguntan la misma cosa y no hay como una sola respuesta correcta. Para mí, 100% de las veces yo lanzo mis campañas de publicidad el mismo día que lanzo mis productos, porque esa es la
Okay.
única manera de cómo voy a atraer la gente.
Okay.
And
Okay.
always for me, I always start, some people have different ideas. Me personally, I always start my PPC campaigns the same day that I launch my product, because you need the traffic and you need, to be able to get reviews, you need, you need people to buy your product. And that's the way to do it.
Bueno, Brad, muchas gracias. Esa es mi pregunta. Esa fue
Okay.
mi pregunta.
Gracias, Daniel.
Gracias a ti.
All right, we had a bilingual session right there. Hope you guys were able to follow that. Let's go back to the chat here, and let's see. I think, yeah, Marios was the last question here. Constance, I got Constance. Dota says, I notice that my exact keywords do not generate any sales compared to the same as broad. So, Dauda, what I would look into is, do you mean that the exact same keyword gets you sales in your broad campaign, but not in your exact match? So you should be looking at your search term. All right. So look at the search term. Now, I'm not sure what you're saying here, but if you are saying that you had a broad match and the exact keyword, let's say, was coffin shelf, and the broad match target was coffin, but you got sales on coffin shelf. Well, and then you put it in exact match campaign, but for whatever reason, you couldn't get sales from coffin shelf. Well, that is one of the reasons why I personally do not do what's called keyword isolation. And what that means, and you can do that in Helium 10, you could do in Atomic, you can do keyword isolation. And that means that you convert for something in your broad campaign, but then you put it to your exact manual campaign and you put a negative match in your broad so that it only goes here. This is why I don't do that. And the reason is, just for whatever reason, sometimes a keyword performs well in one campaign, but might not in another. So do I still put that converting key search term into my exact campaign? Absolutely. But I do not negate the old one. I keep both of them running unless the exact one really takes off and is doing really well. Then I'll go ahead and maybe negate it in the broad campaign. How many keywords that Max should be? I swear every single question here is about PPC. Guys, we have once a month a Tacos Tuesday show where I hope you follow that show, and with Carrie and Shivali and those who do that and ask your PPC. It's okay that you guys are asking a lot of, because it still has to do with Helium 10, but I hope you guys don't think this is only a PPC show. You can ask about any Helium 10 thing at all. So the question here is, how many keywords that Max should be in campaign? Me personally, I like to cap out my Atomic campaigns at 20 to 25. Some people are as low as 10. You do what works for you. I keep mine from 20 to 25, and then I go ahead and start a new campaign in Atomic. Amazon is regularly increasing different types of fees and squeezing the profits. Please guide on pricing strategy while remaining in competition. So yeah, this is why you have to have your Helium 10 profits active and connected to your account and be monitoring that, because you've got to really keep an eye on the PPC costs. The other fees, no, Amazon is not charging that much. Amazon increases fees, but it's pennies that Amazon increases. If that affects you, you've got bigger problems. All right. If Amazon increasing the fulfillment on something from 73 cents to 81 cents, and that kills your bottom line, you've got some other problems. That's different than just Amazon. All right. The one that really affected some people, which I can empathize with, is Amazon doing away with the small and light program. That really affected me. That wasn't just a matter of pennies. That's like $1 worth of profit off of our bottom lines. A lot of us, if we didn't do anything. So it's very important to make sure that is set up. All right, we got one more. Ollie is in the green room. We'll bring up Ollie to the stage. Ollie, how's it going?
Hey Brad, how are you?
Pretty
Can you
good.
hear
And
me?
yourself? Excellent. Yep. Go ahead.
Okay. So I'm just launching my new product, and so I just wanted to know that is it better to launch in the fourth quarter, or should I wait till January and then launch it? Because right now the competition is really high, and even though the sales are high, but my budget is not that much. Initially, I have the budget, but I'm trying not to spend too much so that I can, learn the game first and then go big.
Yeah. It
And
de it
so,
depends. It depends on the market. Like, if you've got a product that is still gonna, like, if you're selling a Christmas tree ornament, well, you better launch it now because you're not going to do very well in January. But if it's something that is too expensive to launch now because the traffic is so high that the amount of sales it's going to take to get to you to page one is going to be too much, that's a
Yeah.
personal
So
decision. You might have to wait.
Page one. There's not a lot of reviews on. The maximum number of reviews are like 100 or 150 or something, but
Yeah.
the search volume is a lot, and it's not a seasonal product, so I think it would do well in any season. That is the thing. So
Yeah. So,
and
so
I
that's the thing you have to weigh, because the other thing is, like you said, maybe the search volume is very high right now, meaning it'll be very expensive to launch. But if this is the window where people have 50 and 75 and 100 reviews, but if you wait until February, everybody now all of a sudden has 400 reviews. Well, it's
Yeah,
still going to be expensive now because it's gonna cost you more to get to get the
that's right.
velocity. So there's almost no right or wrong answer per se. But me personally,
Yeah,
I
you're
have
right.
never ever waited until Q1 to launch something. If I have something, I have the product in here,
Okay.
and it's October, November, I'll go ahead and launch it.
Okay, so can I ask one more question?
Okay.
I decided to go through the 3PL route. I'm not delivering the products directly to Amazon. So I was looking into it, and I really can't find some reliable website or somewhere to find the 3PL. So do you have any ideas about that? Although that's a very amateur
You
question,
just
but
try hub.helium10.com. So there are some 3PLs there, hub.helium10.com, and Helium 10 users have like
all right.
reviewed some of them. So I would take a look at look at the reviews, and then go from there.
Okay, Brad.
All right.
And
Thank you very much.
can you?
Yep.
Yeah. Yes. Okay. Okay. No, that's enough. That's enough. Yeah.
Okay. All right. Thanks a lot, Ali.
All
See you
right.
later.
Thank you so much.
All right. Let's see who else we have as questions. We got Facebook user. Hello from Israel. How's it going? We got a lot of countries represented today. Probably at least 15 countries, I noticed. Super cool. Dan says, does Listing Builder have all the features of Scribble? You shouldn't be using nobody, guys, should be using Scribbles anymore. I don't even know why we have that tool still active. Like Listing Builder 100% took it over, and it's way better than Scribbles. All right. So yeah, you should only use Listing Builder. And if you have trouble syncing the listing, check with support. Make sure that the SKU that you're editing, all right, make sure that it is the original contribution SKU. All right. Make sure it's the original contribution SKU. Otherwise, it's not going to sync. But yeah, whenever I have trouble getting a listing updated, usually actually in Listing Builder, it actually updates better than if I try and do it myself. Mario says, when are you going to host a Zumba masterclass? You got to teach us those moves. I got to get back into shape for that, Marios. But if you guys were at Sell and Scale Summit last year, you could have come to my Zumba class there. All right, let's see what other questions we have. Somebody says, I'm from Libya. Can I sign up an Amazon FBA and Walmart? I'm not sure. I mean, if you have a U.S. entity for a like a company, of course you can definitely do it. But if you want to sign up as a Libyan personal or a Libyan business, I'm not sure if that is one of the approved countries. You'd have to check with Amazon on that. A Real Estate Emporium says, if our product is selling good, do you recommend adding new variations or more products in the same niche? No right or wrong answer here. It's different for everything. You got to choose. I've done both ways before, where I've added new variations, like a new colors, because I see the demand. Sometimes I'll just, instead of that, I'll launch a new product. Like instead of a regular egg tray, a stackable egg shelf. So you can go both ways. That's the beauty about Amazon. Irvik says, what product research criteria do you suggest for UK market? I would say just do the training videos that we have in Black Box for products, and black box for keywords, I would definitely use those two tools, but just take the search volume and the sales a little bit down from the demo that I give from the US market, because obviously the UK market is smaller than the US market. All right. Manny says 3PL Forceget is an amazing company. Yeah, Forceget is in our hub.helium10.com as well. All right, guys, that's all the time we have today. I was glad I was able to get to a lot of questions. Sometimes it takes you guys just a little bit to get loosened up to be able to ask questions. So thank you guys very much for joining us. Again, this is something we do every single week for our Serious Sellers Club and Helium 10 Elite members. But once a month, we open it up and we repurpose this as a podcast episode. So thank you guys for joining us. And we'll see you again next month when we open up this Ask Me Anything. Thanks a lot, guys. Have a good rest of your day.